Hello everyone, welcome back to another plan with me. Thank you for joining me. Welcome if it's your first time watching one of these. I'm using a kit this week by Two Little Bees and I'm pretty sure it's called Evergreen. She is a shop that kind of cycles through her kits quite quickly, so they're not necessarily available for very long unless she does re-releases for last chance or special sales. So just to pre-warn you, if you do go and have a look for this kit, it's not necessarily guaranteed that it's still there at the moment, because she does do sort of special weekends for new releases and kind of cycles through the old stuff. So yeah, just to sort of make you aware of that. It is a beautiful, beautiful kit. It's in rose gold, and I'm not that keen on rose gold. I feel like the only season that it fits is autumn. So for me, the colours of the kit made it a wintry kit for me, but rose gold I would usually only use in autumn. So it's a pretty, kind of one-off situation that I ended up using this kit. I love the colours. I love the sage green and the... Sorry if I sound a bit different. I got taken by a sneeze there, so I just had to cut the audio. Yes, sorry. So I love the sage green of the kit. It's got this kind of ivory colour scheme to it as well that's just gorgeous. And it's kind of a bookshelf, warm, cosy, I can't think of the word that I'm trying to use, like a homely kind of feel of a kit. My favourite box is the box that I'm going to use on Thursday. You'll see that in a minute. Friday, sorry. Absolutely gorgeous box with the kind of washi strips. So for the date covers for this week, I wanted to do something slightly different because it's another kit where the date covers are not that boxy style, and I much prefer that just because I don't decorate my date covers all that much, and I feel like with these kind of date covers you have to, because they don't fit the square corners and then you'll see the square corners and all that stuff. So I bought the additional washi to go with this kit, and I basically lined that along the top. You'll see now I'm just breaking it up into sections to make it fit the whole stretch. And then I used, I can't think what it's called now, Dangle Deco or something from Miss and Meow, that I then layered underneath the date covers just to make it all feel a lot prettier and less kind of I've just stuck this on top of the washi. I just wanted it to have something a little bit more delicate and foiled, and just make it look a bit prettier. So that's why I used that. Oh my goodness, this stuff is so difficult to lay down. She does have a warning on her, I can't think if it's on her website or on the sticker sheet itself, but to say be really careful when you pick it up, because my goodness, this stuff is flimsy. It will stick down all over the place. You have to be so careful when you're laying it down so that it doesn't all get creased, and you could accidentally tear it very easily, I'm sure. But yeah, that's what I did with my date covers, and I think it looks really pretty. It almost looks like a little bookshelf at the top, and I just think that is super, super, super cute. As always, I've just used the line dividers from Sadie Stickers. I've actually ordered some from Miss and Meow to see what hers look like, because I love her dainty dot dividers. They are absolutely gorgeous. So I wanted to see if her line dividers are just as adorable. I think the date dots that I used are from the Giving Girl, the little bow date dots, that I never feel myself putting down. It feels like such a pointless thing, but I think they were so cute. I just wanted to include them in this one. So then in the top corner there, I'm just marking the month with a scallop, half scallop box from Panda Bird Design. The February script is from Sadie Stickers. Absolutely love the font on that. I wish I'd bought a million more of those. I think they're gorgeous. I hope she releases those again. I'll buy a whole ton of them in a $2 Tuesday. And then I've used some deco from the kit and a divider from... Planning Like a Pro. Sorry, that took me a minute to remember where that was from. Then I haven't added anything to this full box. It just felt a little bit too close. I think it's funny because in that top corner, it doesn't quite, the way that you have to put the month down to fill that corner, to fill that space, it doesn't line up with the rest of the column underneath it. and it's really bothersome to me. So I have to be careful. If the full box is too close to the month area, I'm kind of limited to what dividers I can use to embellish the box, because it'll annoy me that it's not flush with the divider above. The divider above will always be slightly to the left. I don't know what I can do about that, but yeah, basically that's why I didn't add anything to this box. Then, as always, with every single Two Little Bees kit, and I hope she never stops doing this, but I've put in that little bow divider. I think it is the cutest thing ever. And then the 2 habit trackers, and they're so cute. Her habit trackers are such a lovely size. They're slightly smaller, or the boxes are slightly shorter than usual, and they're just so pretty. And then I just kind of made this pretty little box at the bottom. I was going to write something in it, but I don't remember what I was going to write in it, but I was going to write something in it. And I just sort of decorated it with some floral decor from the kit. I pulled in one of the butterflies. They were really difficult to get off the sheet. They were, I showed them in my last sticker haul from Olive Planner, the Olive Planner Co. And they are a nightmare to get off the sheet. So I went through about 3 butterflies before I was able to actually get one up in one piece. And then I just used some honey ink little branches, just to kind of embellish the floral there. And then, yeah, just the washi at the bottom. So then here I am laying out all of my full boxes. You'll see that box there that I'm laying down right now. That is my favourite box. I love every single kit that I use that has that washi box. It will always be in the spread. I just think they're so pretty. And it just kind of pulls in all of the elements, and they're the most interesting box in my opinion. So absolutely loved using those. This was another week where I got to pull in, no, hang on, am I thinking of the wrong one? Yeah, no, I'm looking at completely the wrong thing. Sorry, I ended up using quite a lot of Crafts by Thowie boxes. And actually, for the first time this week, I used some of the MIDI boxes from Sadie Stickers, and I think I've seen Lauren from Plan Most Plan cut around the border to make them have less of a white border. So I did that this time, and it came out really, really nice. So into the day by day. On Monday, at long last, it was my first full day back in the office that lined up with my colleague who I used to car share with. So we carpooled together to work that day, and that was really nice, and we should get to do that a couple of times a week, so long as the timings work out right. But I won't bore you with the details, but I've had a nightmare at work about the times that I'm supposed to be working every day, and it's just been, yeah, it's been a time. So on this day, this was really exciting for me because I was finally able to hand in my notice, and that felt really, really good. I think naturally there comes a point with any employment where you're going to move on, but for me, the position that I was in was only ever a stopgap, because I knew I was moving out of that area of work. So my employer kind of allowed me to take a step back, and I wasn't ever supposed to really be there for more than 6 months or so. So everything that happened, that if you've watched my previous plan with me, you'll have heard about, basically just brought my timeline forward and pushed me to actually do something about it. So it was nice to be able to hand in my notice while still being on a really positive note with the company, and for this to be a really sort of pleasant last few weeks will be really nice. I think the lady who is going to be taking over from me is going to have her plate very, very full, because it's going to be one person doing 2 people's jobs, unless they somehow find a replacement to start before I leave, which is pretty unlikely, but great if they do. That'll be nice for that person to have a bit of training before I leave, but all of that is unknown at the moment. So I was in the office all day on Monday, and then we took Wendy out to the park in the evening for a walk. We were really hoping to take her off the lead, but it was so dark. I'm pretty sure that was the day we chose to buy her. This is where you can see I'm with that Sadie Stickers box. I've just cut around the edge so that it's not got a white border, and then I've put that in one of the quarter boxes. And then you'll see me doing that again in just a second onto one of the floral boxes. yeah, we decided to get a light. Her neck is too thin for a collar. It's not the right breed of dog to have a collar anyway. She has a harness. But we bought a big collar with a flashing light on it that we put around her body because she's so small. And that worked out really well. We ended up on Wednesday, we took her out and used that for the first time. So on Tuesday and Wednesday this week, I worked from home, and then I'm just marking that I painted my nails. And then she has her dog training class every Tuesday. So we went to that. It was one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. I hate being the centre of attention. I don't like people looking at me. I would never choose to stand on a stage. Probably one of the reasons our wedding day was so short is because I just hate the idea of people sitting and staring at me or watching what I'm doing or whatever it is. So in that training class, one of the things that she made us do was she took each dog in turn. There's only 5 of us in each class. She held the dog in the middle of the room, and you would have to go to the end of the room with everyone watching and call them. And everyone else's dog, I went up first. And of course, Wendy only came to me once out of the 5 times. It was painful. I had treats. I was doing everything we'd done. If we'd been on our own and there weren't any distractions, she would have come to me. But unfortunately, she's much more interested in the puppies around her. Every other dog ran to their owner almost before they'd even started to call their name. I have never felt so uncomfortable and I don't know if ashamed is the right word, but really self-conscious in that moment, because going first, you don't sort of know, a bar hasn't been set. So I was just sort of like, oh, this is annoying, like how embarrassing. But then every other dog did it perfectly. And I just felt really rubbish. I was like, I don't understand why. How every other dog is like, yes, I'm coming. And Wendy's just like, meh, I'll come to you when I'm ready. There's too many interesting things going on around me. So yeah, I came away from that class feeling a little bit deflated, but hopefully that will only improve. So then on the Wednesday, we took her out and used the light around her waist for the first time, and she had the best time. We went to this field. I had to carry her there because the mud was so deep and disgusting, and she hates mud. So I carried her up to this field, and she just had the best time. You could just see this little light, it's pitch black, of her running around the field. And then, of course, almost every time that I called her name, she came then, because there's no other dogs around. But yeah, we need to work on that. But that was really lovely on Wednesday evening. And then we just randomly decided to make pancakes, and that was fun. Then we're still working our way through Ozark. I think we're about halfway through season 3 now. Oh my goodness, it's just fascinating. Like, it's so intense. You're just like, oh my goodness, you just don't know what's going to happen. They're happy to twist and turn the show as much as they like, and it's like, whoa, it's intense. If you haven't seen it, it's about a guy's family who is laundering money for a Mexican cartel, and it's addictive. So then on Thursday, I dropped Wendy at a friend's house, and that was an absolute nightmare. She'd forgotten, so she'd gone to the office. We work at the same office. She was working from home that day. And her daughter opened the door, and it was this whole really complicated thing. But she came home, and I was in the office about an hour late. And then there was this whole disaster with my manager because he wasn't aware of what we were doing, and then was upset that I was late, even though I knew I would just not take my lunch break. It was a whole disaster. I cried a lot that morning just with the pressure of everyone wanted me, and it was like, oh my goodness, I'm 40 minutes late. How has everything happened in this 40 minutes? But there we go. And then this I've marked in my planner. I wanted to mark it just because it's such a huge thing, and I won't talk about it because it's awful, and no one wants, you're here not to watch the news. But this was the day that Russia formally began their invasion of Ukraine, and oh my goodness, I've never refreshed a news page so much in my life. And then I just watched the news all evening and then went to bed. When I got home from work. Then on Friday I had the day off. I went for a walk with a friend and her dogs in the morning, and Wendy absolutely loved that. And then she was really calm for the rest of the day, so that was really good. My family came to visit her, and my sister stayed with me the whole day, and it was just a really, really wonderful day. And Wendy was so calm and so friendly. It was really lovely. Then on Saturday, plans changed quite a bit for me on Saturday. I broke my tooth on the Friday on a sweet, so I had to make an emergency appointment at the dentist, but it actually worked out really well because my mum and I wanted to go and see Death on the Nile in the cinema together, and because the dentist is so close to my parents' house, we were able to do that. And then we had a really good chat just about life and everything in the car, and I was absolutely exhausted that evening, so I ended up not doing my shift in the evening because it was just dangerous to drive. And then Sunday was a really chill day. I met up with a couple of friends at sort of an estate that has lots of green space for Wendy to run around in, and we had a few ice creams together. And then it was just a case of napping, chilling, and watching some more Ozark with Wendy. So yeah, great week. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.